Hello, this is a video about how to make a map in Power BI. So I've got some data which shows the wards of Newham and their projected population in different years. This data is from the GLA, and I'm going to try and put that on a map in Power BI. So this is what it looks like in Excel, and I've already brought it in to Power BI. See, there it is. Now, what we're going to need is this visual here, the shape map. Now, if you don't see it in Power BI, you might have to switch it on. So go up to File, Options and Settings, Options, Preview Features, make sure Shape Map Visual is turned on. Okay, once it is, you should see it over here, this little blue map icon here. So, first off, let's make some space for it. And drop it in. Now we're going to associate the area name with the location. So drop that in there. Now as you can see, it's defaulted to the United States. We don't live there. So we're going to have to bring in our own map. So first off, with this selected, go to the panel over here, Format, Shape, Add Map. Now, what we're going to have to do is download the shapes from the Power BI resources page on the internet. On here I've put the geographical boundaries as JSON files. If you find those, click on those, download them. They'll come down in a zipped folder there. Open them up, rather unzip them, extract all. And there they are in our downloads folder, Newham geographical boundaries. Now we've got output areas, lower super output areas. What we're interested in here is wards. So back in Power BI, what we're going to do, if you remember, is add a map. So go to your downloads, Newham geographical boundaries, Newham wards, open them up, and there is Newham. And you can just make out the ward boundaries there. So then what we're going to do is, with this still selected, go to Fields. We've got the location as area name. We want to change the saturation to persons because we're interested in the number of persons in each ward. So put that in color saturation, and there you go, something's happened. Very impressive. This is obviously a very different color to the rest of it. What's going on? So if you go back to Format, have a look at data colors, you can see this is what's happening. The lowest populations are red, the highest populations are green. We can mess around with that. If we want, make the lowest green, the highest red. But something else to note, we've got many years of data in here. So this is going to be everything combined. We're going to need to add some sort of filter so we can go to individual years. So what I'd recommend is add a filter with year as the filter field. And there we have it. So many years of projected population data. We can probably change the filter type to a drop down. Now, if you remember how to do that, it's quite complicated. You go to selection controls. No, you don't. You go to slicer header, turn it on, and then you get this secret button here. Select the type of slicer. Then you can change it to a drop down. So, we're interested in 2020. There we go. You can also change some of the other selection controls, so you can have single select only, so people can only choose one year. Very interesting. Okay. But we don't know what these colors mean. And unfortunately, Power BI is not a GIS. There's not a great deal of scope for adding labels and things like that to maps. You can see it shows you the numbers if you roll over them, but what we want is some sort of key. So what I recommend is this. Again, make a bit more space and drop in a table. And in the table, pretty much repeat what's over here. So we want to put the area name and persons. And now we should be able to get the great cross-filtering effect when you click on these different areas. There you go. What we could even do is do some conditional formatting on the table to match what the map looks like. So go to conditional formatting, under format, persons, background color, and again it's defaulted to that old red and green which we switched around. So if you go into advanced controls, we want to make the lowest value green, the highest value red, and if you remember we made it diverging and had the middle color be yellow, so that should approximately match what's on the map. Now there's a few other things you could do with setting the minimum and maximum, so I'll let you experiment with that yourself, but basically there you have it. Okay, see you next time.